The oppressor is never able to bring peace because the oppressor is never about peace. The oppressor is about, like what we see in Palestine. It's about land grab. It's about exploiting. It's about exploitation, and with that, in order to do that, the oppressor is using violence. And when we look back in the history of like occupations, colonialism, the occupier has never left because, they thought, oh, what I'm doing is not good. They usually left because it wasn't lucrative anymore for them to be there. And when we speak in terms of Palestine, the oppressor is, they're talking about peace, they're talking about a ceasefire, but they have violated the ceasefire again, like they have done over and over again, over and over for the past 2 years.
And when you found out about the Trump plan, where were you?
I was actually on the flotilla when I found out, and when I read, and when I was really shocked at the 20 points in this peace plan, because none of that is about peace. Peace can only come when justice is served, and this just like the continuation of colonialism. Of occupation. That's what the 20-point peace plan is about, to silence Palestinians.
And where did you have this certainty from that the flotilla could grow and did grow so quick?
As I said earlier, there's this, people are willing to do something. People, what they have been seeing for the past 2 years, what the world has been seeing, that the very states that we're living in are not doing anything. They're actually aiding and abetting a genocide instead of stopping it. And that peaceful protests are being, met with pure violence through the state police. So the flotilla grew because, people were given a vehicle to act in solidarity and resistance. And I think this is why it grew so fast. And also because we all understand that, solidarity shouldn't be in words, it should be in action. And I think, the Smooth Flotilla has shown that people from across the world can come together in 2 months and organize this. It is possible. We just have to believe it, and we just have to come together. And as I was quoting Malcolm X earlier, we are not outnumbered, we are out-organized. So, and the Global Smooth Flotilla was just a fraction of that global uprising.
And if we live in revolutionary times, Trump sells that. He sells rupture and change, but fake. And the flotilla kind of shows that actually, yes, the establishment must be scared because it is possible to find a different change.
I think the states are always scared of the anger of its citizens.
Yeah.
And this is why they try, and this is why you have repressions.
Yeah.
They want to stop their people. Because I believe, the power lies with the people. It doesn't lie with our so-called leaders. Because these leaders are also only in position because we either we vote for them, we amplify them. This is why they're in these powerful positions. But in history, we have seen these things were taken down, and they can be taken down again. It's just a matter of how angry will people get.
And maybe it was not a coincidence that while you were on the flotilla, Trump was forced to offer some fake solution.
Yes, a lot of people are telling me this, and a lot of people are actually observing it in that way. And yes, it might be possible that that this action actually helped, or not helped, but maybe intensified or had to speed up the process to kind of calm people down. Because for the first time in 2 years, we've seen a strike, a general strike, a dock workers strike in Italy, which, it was like a wildfire. And when we were detained, I didn't see it personally, but I heard, and then also I've seen certain things after I was deported back to Germany. And it's really like millions of people got up around the world, and I think this is, again, governments fear the anger of its people because they know what that can do, what people are actually capable of doing. So yes, maybe they have, they may have, brought this whole peace plan or this fake ceasefire because of that, just to kind of calm people down. And you see it right now as well. People are thinking, oh yeah, everything is over, nothing is happening. No. The occupation continues. The mass slaughter continues. The genocide continues.
The psychological warfare against the flotilla shows how desperate the establishment is.
Absolutely, they were so powerless. Like the attacks, the bombings, the drones. The intimidation tactics, the psychological warfare, the torture shows you how powerless they are in the face of just ordinary people.
And how do you reassure the crew in this situation?
To reassure people, it's like, the only thing that you can do during missions like that is to prepare, to be prepared as much as possible. But then we also have to remember, we are not military. I'm not military. I'm an organizer, but there are certain things that I'm just not trained for, that I cannot know, because we are fighting against a war machine. So for me to be on that level, it's impossible, and I shouldn't be on that level, But so it's really preparation, and it is this like knowing that our passport somehow will help us, and that goes into the privileges that we have and that we have to use, and also the millions of people, comrades around the world. We knew that they were not going to let this happen, and eventually that's what happened. They didn't let this happen. Yeah, they didn't let it happen.
Italy with the general strike, that was for you.
Yeah. Yes. And most importantly, Palestinians. I spoke to so many Palestinians, and they said this gave us hope. And I think we also have to remember that the occupier doesn't want Palestinians to ever feel hope, to ever know that the world stands with them. And that's why these missions are so important. Thank you.